Three changes from last week's 3-2 defeat at Minnesota United FC2. The big one, no Sal Mazzaferro, who's been a regular in the heart of defense, got sent off in the late stages of that Minnesota match. Meanwhile, up front, the return of Jimmy Farkarloon, one of the top goal contributors in this Austin side, alongside the resurgent Micah Burton, who has led the line for the last 3-4 weeks in Sebastian Pino's recent absence. That's your look at Austin's 11. On the other side for Kenny Bundy's bunch, only two changes from the draw against Ventura County on Sunday. The big return of note, Sebastian Rodriguez. He slots in for Brooklyn Reigns. The rubber match between these two sides. Austin drawing first blood in March, Houston firing back in July, and the third and most pivotal of them all underway here from Austin tonight. We welcome you into Palmer Field. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. A Houston side that clings to the final playoff spot. An Austin side that, for large spells of the season, looks down and out for the count. But a late July surge has put them well and truly in contention. A deflected cross from Wakatuya and sets up the match's first corner less than a minute in for Houston. A Houston side that the last time these two teams met scored both of its goals off set pieces. Here's Usman Silla. Slithering to the byline, an aggressive cross. One that pinged off of Anor briefly. But they got themselves back in contention before a pair of 3-2 defeats to open the month of September. The most recent of which, a frankly surprising one at a Minnesota side that is nearly eliminated. Not quite yet, but it would take something Herculean for them to get back into chase. They still, though, after all of that, find themselves in striking distance, and tonight, perhaps their golden opportunity to etch their names in the playoff places with just 4 matches to go. Here's Sheikh Toure, one of the better fullbacks on this Austin side. An overlapping run from Farkarloon, and across far too tight on Xavier Valdez. His first involvement, a routine one. Wakatuya has played right back of late with the introduction of Jefferson Medina to the side these last couple months. It's a young Houston back line, one which is populated by a duo of teenagers tonight. It's a side that prioritizes development, but despite that, under Kenny Bundy, getting to the playoffs has become a regular occurrence in the 2-season tenure of the club prior to this one. Gonzalez running out of real estate on the near flank. The question, though, is in a year with tremendous turnover, one in which their top goal scorer departed for Carolina Core as part of the mass exodus of U20 players that played under Roy Lassiter, how the side would respond. And it was no doubt a brutal start to the season. 6 winless to open the year. This Dynamo Dos team got going in June and July and has frankly not looked back since. Farkarloon, flashing cross to Burton, and there's the opener. Just like that, Austin strikes on the counter. It's the 18-year-old Micah Burton giving Austin a crucial goal at home. Well, in a blank, Austin wins it back at midfield. When they win it back upfield, they are not shy about launching numbers forward. And Ryan lashing at that. Fans, this portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Good Pop, official frozen treat of Austin FC2. We are beyond the midway point of this first half. It is still Micah Burton's 5th-minute header, which separates the two teams. And here is the 18-year-old who is fouled rather evidently by Sebastian Rodriguez. A very appetizing spot for this set piece, although perhaps an angle that is too tight to truly test Valdez from here. It is Ramirez and Anthony Garcia, who scored last week against Minnesota, standing over this. Neither is shy about having a pop. Garcia curls it. Well, it had some whip to it. Relatively routine stop, though, for Valdez. Well, here's another look. Good curl on it. Perhaps Garcia wanted more altitude because potential for Austin to double the advantage. And now there's been a red shown. The constant arguments have suddenly led to a man on Houston getting his marching orders. It is Isaac Mwakatuya who is shown the second yellow and given, he's seemed to be a high barometer of offense to get him to procure the card. And well, he's done it again. It has become a dissent fest on Houston's side. It appears we will have considerable stoppage time. This free kick was awarded at the 42nd minute mark. Now it's finally being taken. Ramirez narrowly missing at the near post. It'll be 7 minutes of added time that separate us from intermission. Well, if you're just joining us, what had seemed to be a relatively pedestrian first half. Well, there is the halftime whistle. A nightmare opening 45 comes to a close for Houston. As things stand, Austin in prime position to climb into the postseason places. And as a result, they are not only chasing this match, they are chasing this match down a man. Well, back underway here from Austin. A huge six-pointer on the fringes of the playoff cut line tonight. Austin, as things stand, have leapfrogged Houston and climbed into 8th. Meanwhile, Dynamo Dos trailing them by a point in the live table in the Western Conference, but still plenty left to settle. The question is, can Houston find some attacking bite? There was very little of it in the first half. Remember, a team in the midst of transition. Jeremy Hurdle overseeing the side for the second consecutive match since Kenny Bundy moved up to the first team as an interim assistant coach for the remainder of the campaign. So it is a new head man trying to organize the troops tonight, and he'll have to do it with Houston a man down. Jeremy Hurdle, a longtime academy coach. Here's Bairu Hanga. Is looking towards the back stick. CJ Fadri has entered the fray, and that does not reach his head. Silla giving chase and wins this well. Has Anor in support. It is Stephen Anor. Driving it low and just deflected beyond the near post. Not a bad effort at all and a promising sign from Houston. Well, it was a side that created very few clear-cut opportunities in the first half. That was one of their better ones, and it comes immediately after the restart. Here's the outswinger from Gonzalez. It was loose in the area momentarily. Now stabbed away, only as far as Jefferson Valverde. Pierce Houston's also made some alterations at the break. Daniel Barrett, the reserve defender, has entered the action. So Fadrian for Austin 2. As is Christopher Garcia, the young attacker, making his 6th appearance of the year. So a pair of swaps on the flanks. As both teams reassess their positions in this game. Here's the low cross. It's loose in the area. Oh, Valverde. And now space on the break. Burton is through. Flag stays down. It's Micah Burton around the keeper. He's brought down in the area, and the referee immediately pointing to the spot. The yellow shown to Valdez. And there is no dispute here. Burton is through. The only question is whether he's onside. Rounds Valdez, and it is the late contact which draws the ire of the official. And Ramirez, it's off the bar, and did it stay out is the question. The referee says it crossed the line. Well, relief from Ramirez. And an elation from Austin. He tried to opt for the top left corner, and well, Jeremy Hurdle looking to reinvigorate the attack with the introduction of Burbano. Fadri. This is the goal scorer, Ramirez. Playing it through. Cross comes. Burton finishes. A brace for Burton, and Austin in the driver's seat now. What a night for the 18-year-olds, and what a night for Austin, too. It all starts with a progressive ball from Ramirez. Tonight, a reassertion of how they can control matches. Garcia. Dinking it wide to Fadri. By Ruhanga. Louis Jean. This is Arellano. Driving it low into the feet of Garcia. The only thing up for grabs at this point seems to be whether Burton can procure the hat trick. Arellano. Burton driving it low and right into the gloves of Valdez. Progressive ball forward now. Is there a late consolation from Houston? Not at least at this current moment. If you're Jeremy Hurdle, it presents a unique scenario. Still definitely in the playoff hunt. Just one back. Is there one final surge from Houston? Gonzalez certainly hopes so. Has some runners as well. The ball back to Silla, find its target. Laid off now. Brugman pulls one back for Houston. A first professional goal from the 15-year-old. And Houston at least has one. Clean sheet. And what a finish this was from the 15-year-old, Lucas Brugman. It pings through. No one closes him down, and terrific placement Well, the night comes to a close. There is late consolation for Houston, but Austin too, a dominant display in a 3-1 victory over their Texas rivals.